Hey guys, what's up? It's Josh. In today's video, I am answering your guys' Instagram questions because I can't answer all of them one by one. I've also been drinking so many Red Bulls and I feel like I'm having a hard time sleeping, and it's probably because of these Red Bulls. There's so many questions that you guys send me all the time in terms of just like things that are going on in your life in terms of relationships, and those are things that I like answering. So the types of questions that I get on Instagram, there's a bunch of different ones, and I feel like coming on here and talking to you guys about those questions is what I wanted to do for today's video. Also, today's video is sponsored by the Futon Shop. The reason that I thought that this video would be perfect for the Futon Shop is because I wanted to show you guys an office that I'm building in my house. I don't actually have an office right now, and so I do all my editing on my laptop. So recently, the Futon Shop reached out and they wanted to send me a futon for my new office. We got it in these huge boxes the other day. It came and we just had to set it all up. It was super easy. But the Futon Shop has amazing organic products. And so they have this awesome mattress that goes on top of the futon. Have all the cushions on it now, and then I also put a blanket and some pillows on it. This thing is super comfy. It actually stretches out to be a bed as well, so if we have anybody over, we can actually turn this into a bed. Or if you want it to look stylish and stuff like how we have it in the office right now, it can go up like a chair or like a love seat. And we just have a blanket on top of it right now with some pillows, but it looks super nice. It was super easy to build. They're made all in America, so it's really cool. It's really easy to get. You know that the quality of the products is amazing. So yeah, this is the futon that I got. I'm gonna leave a link in my description so that you guys can check it out and get one if you want. But yeah, thank you so much to the people at the Futon Shop for sending me this awesome futon. I love it so much. It looks super cool in here, and I will keep you guys updated on what the office looks like once it's actually finished. So that's a little update on maybe another video that's gonna be coming and just some things that we're doing in our house right now. So let's just get into today's video and talk about some of the Instagram questions that you guys are sending me. The first question says, so I've been texting this guy and it seems like he's been ignoring me for 3 days now. I need help. The reason that I think that this person is sending this message is because when you text somebody for so long and you don't get any responses, that can obviously be something that gets really annoying after a while. So what I have to say about texting is that sometimes it can be hit or miss, especially like if the person that you're talking to kind of changes up their personality quite a bit. Like some people, you'll text them one day and everything will be super smooth. They'll be texting back right away. You guys will have a great conversation. And then 2 days later or 3 days later, you'll notice that they're not responding or they're just not even reading your text. So that's the first thing that I think you kind of need to realize is this person somebody that's like very inconsistent with their texting, or are they usually pretty on top of it? If they are on top of it and one day you just realize that they're not texting you back, they could either be busy, they could be ignoring you, or they could just feel like the things that you're sending them are things that they don't really want to respond to. So if you're able to go through those 3 things and kind of figure out like, okay, what one do you think it is? If you feel like they're ignoring you, then I think that there's probably more to the story than them just like trying to be mean and not wanting to respond to you. If you're texting someone and you want them to like you back, I feel like one of the main things that people kind of mess up on right away is just texting them too much. Just kind of slow down a little bit, send them a text like here and there, maybe once every couple days. Don't feel too bad about it. Don't like get yourself down on them not texting you back. Just kind of wait a little bit and see what happens. All right, so the next question says, I like someone, but I don't know how to tell them. What do I do, especially if we're friends and I don't want to ruin that? That's a hard one because sometimes when you do have a big crush on somebody and it is one of your friends, you don't want to ruin the friendship, but at the same time, you want to let them know how you feel. Those are like some of the hardest, I feel like, things to do, especially when you've never had to do that before. When it comes to friends and liking friends, I think that eventually it has to get to a point where like you guys are on the same wavelength. I think that if you're somebody that has a really big crush on this person, I feel like you should have somewhat of an instinct of like how they feel about you. If you feel like you really like them, but you're not sure if they like you back, a couple things you can do is just kind of throw hints out there that you actually like them. So a couple ways you can do that. You can take them on a date. You can ask them, just straight up ask them if they like you. Another thing is you can just ask your friends. I think that a really good way to kind of get around having to actually ask them is to ask somebody else. I think you need to figure out how they actually feel or have that instinct about how they feel before you kind of just jump in and tell them how you feel about them. So that's a good question. All right, so the next one is kind of short. It just says, what does it mean when a guy sends you a winky face? So I think there's a lot of different things that a winky face can mean. If it's somebody that you don't really know that you're kind of interested in and they're sending you winky faces, then it probably means that they have some feelings for you, or they're trying to flirt with you. Or if it's just somebody that you don't really see yourself being with, it could just be also a sarcastic thing. There's so many meanings that are behind the winky face, it's hard to tell. I don't know exactly. It depends on what kind of relationship you have with that person. But emojis are a funny thing. I feel like before emojis, it was probably a lot harder to kind of get your emotions across and flirt with people. It's actually crazy, I feel like, how one emoji can mean so many different things. So yeah, that's kind of a hard one. All right, so the next question says, hey Josh, could you make a video on first dates for those who have never been on one? So I thought that this was a really cute question because I think that for some of you guys that have never been on a first date before, I know how scary it can be. I know how like nervous you can feel. I know like what it's like to not know what to expect. So that's why I kind of like this question, because I feel like for those of you guys that have never been on a first date before, one thing you need to realize is that dates only get easier, I feel like, as you go on them. Like if you've never been on one, you're not gonna really know what to expect, but when you have gone on one, then you kind of know like, okay, before I go, maybe I should like maybe think of some questions to ask that person, or go to a different restaurant than the one that I went to before. Regardless of what it is that you're actually doing, if you're there with the right person, you're gonna have a good time. Think about things beforehand that maybe you shouldn't bring up, or just like topics that might not be a good idea to kind of talk about. First dates are always gonna be awkward. You're always gonna be that person that, like, if you've never been on one, you're gonna learn a lot. So I would say just don't stress out too much. That's what I have to say about first dates. Okay, so I'm gonna do one more question off of Instagram. If you guys do have questions and you want me to answer them like this, go and follow me on Instagram and leave me a DM. I go through every single one of them and I actually look at them. I will make more videos like this answering them if you guys do send them to me. So the last one says, my boyfriend is coming over for the first time this weekend and he is meeting my fam and I'm meeting his. I need advice on how to impress his family. So I feel like when it comes to like impressing a family for the first time, there's like a fine line, because you don't want to like go over the top and not be yourself and be somebody completely different in order to make somebody else happy. But at the same time, when you're meeting somebody's family or you're meeting somebody for the first time, they're gonna have a first impression, and you always want to like be your best self, if that makes sense. So dress up nice, like put on your favorite, whatever it is that you like wearing, or your favorite perfume, or like your makeup, or whatever it is that you like doing. Dress yourself up in a way that like you feel good about yourself. I feel like once you do that, then that gives you the ability to then walk into a room and feel totally confident. And when you are confident in yourself and you can kind of just like talk to somebody and get to know somebody and like not have to change your personality or way that you look in order to impress someone, that's gonna be the best way that I can think of to impress like a family for the first time. One thing you don't want to do is be completely fake and just like not yourself, because then that person's not going to know exactly who you are. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else I can say about that one. I just think that you should be yourself and that should impress them. Those are all the questions that I'm gonna answer off Instagram. I feel like this video is gonna be something that I wanna do more of. I was watching some of my videos the other day of like the comedy sketches and like wearing the wigs and Karen and all that stuff, and I kind of like, I was laughing a lot, and I feel like that's something that I might bring back to this channel as well. I just feel like, yeah, I'm at that point now where I want to mix in more content with this channel and just talk to you guys and do things more in terms of, you know, just switching it up. I feel like that's a good idea. So yeah, if you guys remember those videos and you guys want me to do more of them, then let me know. But I think that's all I'm gonna do for today's video. So I love you guys so much. I hope you guys are staying safe and you guys are all healthy and you guys are just, you know, living your best life. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!